Hello.
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 July the 22nd at 4 p.m. in the afternoon here in Alabama.
Hot Alabama.
Hot Alabama.
I just want to show y'all what the heat index on our weather station shows right here. Look
You
at
took
this.
a picture of it?
Yeah, I did, because when it gets like that, I always like to send it to a couple of my buddies. But we're at 120 heat index today. Today I've been outside a lot, and today's been horrible.
I've been on vacation today, but I would have much rather been here at the farm in 120 degree temperature. It ain't been no vacation.
Today's been, I want to say it's the worst one. It has been horrible today.
And the weather people warned us that this week was going to be the hottest of the year.
It is.
And you know, when I looked at the temperatures,
rough.
that temperature was what, 90? Or was it higher than that?
99 is what it says.
99 for the temperature?
Yeah. 99 for the temperature, heat index of 120.
Oh, it don't even show. It must have went off the chart.
Oh, it's not
It
showing.
says heat advisory.
We're under heat advisory.
Tomorrow, the high tomorrow shows 91. The next day, 89. The next day, 87. But yet we're under a heat warning or heat advisory, whatever.
Oh, no.
So
I'd love to see 91 and 80 something now.
87 especially.
87. Like cut the air conditioner on.
120 is hot, especially I had to go to the doctor today, so I've been in the air conditioner all day. And then I got back home and I got out of the truck again, and I was like, it's like you're stepping into an oven.
It's terrible. Oh, it's terrible.
Stepping into an oven. If you don't get your stuff done early in the morning,
or late.
Well, I mean, late ain't.
I'm talking like 7-ish.
Don't even help me to do things late. I'm already wet by that time.
That's true.
You know, if I try to get it done in the morning, and I did feed this morning before I left, so that way you wouldn't have so much to do. But
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, it wasn't hot then.
Mm-mm.
But I was soaking wet, and I had to take a shower before I left out.
Yeah, the humidity in dew point's terrible. I didn't even check the dew point. I didn't even look at it.
It's okay.
It's terrible.
I promise you, it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
It is warm.
Hot.
Makes me want to go back to Alaska.
Even though they had a tsunami warning.
Well, I was fixing to say, I have all these pictures that I saved because it was kind of eye-opening to me when we went to Alaska to see these tsunami warning signs. And it was in case of a tsunami.
Yeah, it's like when you go to Florida and they have the hurricane evacuation route, they have tsunami evacuation routes.
And I was kind of like, I wasn't joking about it because obviously that's a serious thing.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought to myself, yeah, right. And then what happened this past week?
They had a tsunami warning.
There was an earthquake in Alaska, and there was a tsunami warning for Alaska. And then now there's, one that's happened in Hawaii because there was a hurricane in Russia. I mean, not a hurricane, earthquake. Goodness. Not a hurricane.
Has there been a hurricane in Russia?
I don't think
so either. I might be wrong, but we'll see.
I don't think so.
Oh, me. But yeah.
I mean, that would have really rattled us a little bit had that happened while we were there, because they were moving people inland, no matter where you were, it seemed like on that side of the coast.
And I want to say this, there's not a whole bunch of roads either.
No.
So there's all those little 1-2 lane.
And just about anywhere you go, you're near water, where we were anyway, in Seward.
That would have been. Phew.
Yeah. I imagine there was some frantic going on, and probably the locals just didn't, they probably said, "You're right."
It's probably like us when we get a tornado warning or.
Well, we take that seriously.
The tornado warnings, but not the thunderstorm warnings. We really don't take too seriously.
Yeah, because it happens so frequently.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how frequently a tsunami.
And tornado watches, we don't do. We don't.
No.
Storms.
But we just know it's going to rain more than
usually.
Likely.
Thing about a tornado warning, though, and I guess that's kind of like a tsunami, though. But tornado warning is this.
Oh, plenty.
There's a circulation, and the satellite can't tell if it's touched the ground or not.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a circulation, so it could be on the ground, and so that's why they give you the warning. That's why you got to take.
Well, I'm sure that a tsunami warning is because an earthquake has occurred.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And it's a potential for a big wave to come ashore.
Potential.
And I read that there was a 2-foot wave that was reported, or 2-foot storm surge, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it, but it didn't do any damage.
Good.
So thankful for that.
Good.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, well, in other news, I just told you, and you didn't know it.
What?
That Ozzy Osbourne passed away today.
I did not know that.
And I want to say, as a young person, I was a kid. Now, my brother was 7 years older than me, and my brother was into that heavy metal, that 80s rock genre. My brother was all in it. Of course, me being young, I really didn't care for that kind of stuff. But my brother did. And the only thing that, besides the whole bat incident where he allegedly, bit the heads off the bats. But, my brother used to tell me all these stories, and I know 95% of it was made up. But I was scared to death of that man. Scared to death of that man because of my brother, mainly my brother. And then that's when all the backmasking was the big craze. You remember that?
No, I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
where I just remember, because I went to a Christian school, was all the teachers, and then it got over to our parents.
What?
You had to listen to your records backwards.
Oh, yeah. Well.
And listen to your records backwards, and there was this big craze that they had all these
satanic
hidden messages in them.
Oh yeah.
And it just scared me to death as a kid.
Well, I went to your school in the 6th and 7th grade.
This was before that, though.
Okay.
Yeah, all that was in the, I would say early 80s is when that hit.
Well, I would have been at a different school at that time.
But I do remember this, though. So it was always the same old groups. It was Led Zeppelin. It had, messages, and Ozzy Osbourne, and Iron Maiden, and AC/DC, and the Beatles was one. They claimed the Beatles. But the one that threw up a red flag to me, that made me go, are they sure about this? Are they sure about this? Because they gave our parents a list of the records.
Really?
Yes. And the songs. And the one I remember, I was like.
So you went and found the records and just tested it for yourself, because they were warning the parents about it.
Parents. But there was one, and I had the record. And this one made me question it really hard. It was the group Alabama.
They had that on the list?
And the song was The Closer You Get. The Closer You Get. You know that song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So if you played it backwards, it allegedly said, you deserve the devil. So I'm like, there's no way in the world the group Alabama intentionally put that in. But, if you think about it, you could say anything forward, and what it says backwards, you
would have no control over it.
But when they came out after Alabama, I was like, come on, guys. Come on now.
So what did you find out when you played it backwards?
It sounds, but it's one of those things, I forget what they called it, but where they, you ever heard, I've seen it on these reels or something, they'll say, okay, what do you hear? And you're like, well, that person's saying blue. And that guy say, I'm saying pink. Listen to it again. And when you listen to it again, he says pink. And it's like, it's called something. When they tell you it says something, you can hear that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. What's it called?
I forget what that's called.
Somebody's going to tell us.
Somebody will tell us. But it's called something. And so.
It's called Your Mind is a Powerful Thing. That's what it's called.
Well, when you play the stuff backwards, it sounds so goofy and silly. It could say anything.
It is, somebody said, the power of suggestion. Suggestion?
Yeah,
They all say suggestion.
Maybe it is suggestion.
Subliminal?
But they called it, maybe it is
power of suggestion.
I don't know. But I've seen these reels where this person are saying like,
I know they referred to it as subliminal messages, meaning they weren't what was intended.
Yeah.
Or they were making it, they were making your brain hear something that it.
Yeah. But I've seen these things where it's a reel, and the guy will say, "Okay, what do you hear this thing saying?" And it's always something crazy. I just made that up, blue, whatever. But then he'll say, "You can even start the reel over again, and you're going to hear pink." And then when you play it, you do, and you're like, "Oh man!"
See, I don't have time for that mess, Jason. You hear what I'm saying, Catherine? I don't have time for that mess, Jason.
Oh man. 389 Country said they're gonna watch all our videos backwards.
Oh no, don't do that. Y'all will be. Oh my goodness, you should not have said that out loud. There's no subliminal messages at Coghill Farm.
Yeah, that would be like, somebody saying Alabama had something in there. So, I mean, come on, the group Alabama, them country boys from up there in Fort Payne, Alabama. Come on.
Oh, it's just bogus. It's all bogus.
Oh me. Anyways, that's what popped in my head when I heard that Ozzy Osbourne had passed, because my brother loved Iron Maiden.
Well, I tell you, I didn't know Kiss. I didn't know anything about Ozzy Osbourne except for
the show.
Well, no, but this was before that. Except for being said that he was a devil worshiper. That's all I ever heard about him, was he was a devil worshiper. You know, because of school and because of kids and because of just nonsense that gets started.
Yeah.
And so they had a show. Wasn't it called The Osbournes?
The Osbournes, yeah.
And I think you watched it.
I watched some of it, yeah, I did.
And so
that's right, when they may have been one of the first reality series there was.
And I can remember watching it with Jason, and
absolutely hilarious.
I totally changed my tune about him.
Oh yeah, he's not
I was like,
portrayed.
Why did they say that about the guy? Because it was just.
Laura, you're right. Who come up with that? Who decided they want to listen to records backwards and see if it had a message in this? Oh, this got a message.
They might want to check that person out.
They want to check them out.
They might want to check that person out.
Oh, me.
Yeah, there's. But I felt like, why did they start that about him? And he probably enjoyed the publicity.
Oh, he
no
did.
Matter
That
if
was
it was
what he
negative
portrayed.
Or positive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was hardcore, man. That was.
He was reaching his goal,
That's
which was,
I think he only did the bat thing one time.
I hope so.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he had to go to the hospital and get the rabies shots.
Well, yeah. And they were back then. They were something. I mean,
I bet it was. I bet he wished he had never done that.
Oh, I bet so too. Now,
oh man,
we'll have to ask Dr. D about that. A lot of y'all don't know this, but Dr. D's the state veterinarian and state of Alabama veterinarian. And that means that he deals with all the rabies cases in the state. They have to, paperwork comes through his desk. And that would be a good question for him.
Somebody said it was supposed to have been a stunt, that Ozzy did not know they were real. He thought they were fake. But they... somebody played a big joke on him.
That's not funny.
Oh my goodness.
That's not funny.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Dr. D that.
Yeah.
Reckon what he'd say.
Dr. D, what do you think would happen?
I can see him right now. He'd start shaking his head and grinning.
He probably wouldn't be grinning, because he doesn't take that rabies business lightly.
Oh, if we said, the whole Ozzy Osbourne thing, when he bit the head, how bad would it, if you bit the head off a bat? I can see him.
That's just
you don't want to do that.
It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
You don't want to do that.
Well, I know that when Mary Carl was probably in the 5th grade, I would say, she had a good friend that was in her grandmother's tree in our front yard, and a raccoon got up in the tree with her, and the raccoon went towards her and scratched her. And now she was trying to get away from the raccoon, but the raccoon went to her. It was broad daylight, and the child had to have the rabies shots. And it wasn't anything like it was when you were told you'd get rabies shots when you were Ozzy Osbourne had to have it. But still, it's no joke. Rabies is nothing to play with.
That's no joke.
And she had to go through that series of shots, and I think it was about 6 or 7 of them She had to go every week and to the hospital and have the shots. Rabies is real.
Yeah.
Dr. D will tell you.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. Also, another bad one was the Cosby. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Theo.
Yeah,
I didn't
Theo.
realize it was Theo.
Yes.
When you were telling me about it, you said Malcolm Jamal
Warner.
And I said, who was that?
Cosby
and you
Show.
said the boy on the Cosby Show. And I was like, and then when I saw his face, I said, I know exactly who that is. And that was a sad thing that he drowned on a family vacation.
Terrible.
Said a family member tried to save him, but it was not possible.
So one more thing, we're talking about celebrities. Yesterday was Don Knotts' birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I love Don Knotts, and just to me, he's one of the great ones. Birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, Don. I know he's not watching. I'd be great if he come over there and said,
how old is he?
I was 83, I think.
Is
I think
that
that's correct.
old?
No, maybe 93.
Gosh, I would think he was 143 because he looked like he was 83.
I just saw it. Let's see.
I hate to say that about Don since he's watching and all.
He may not be alive.
I thought he was old in the Andy Griffiths.
Died in 2006, but his birthday was yesterday.
Well, so how could he be 86?
Well, you asked me how old he was, and I didn't know.
Well, if he was alive today,
he was born in 1924, so he'd be 100. He'd be 101.
He'd be 101.
Be 101.
Boy, I was thinking, Don's watching us.
Don Knotts.
Yeah,
birthday.
He's a lot.
I always think of the Flying Peach every time I think of.
I do not think there's one single Andy Griffith episode that I have not seen. Y'all always want to know about my TV shows and my TV watching and all this garbage Jason watched when he was a kid, while I'm sitting back watching the Andy Griffith Show. I mean, that is a good person right there. I watch good old hearty TV. Andy Griffith. I've seen every one of them.
What if he was older than... When was Andy born?
I don't even know what Andy's real name is.
That is his real name.
Andy Griffith?
Yeah. All right, he was 3 years younger than Don.
So he'd be 97. Is he still alive?
No, he passed away in 2012. Yep.
How about that?
If
y'all can't tell, Jason has some...
I'm better, though.
Yeah, he's better.
I'm way better.
But
a little bit of congestion, but I'm way better.
He's not... I just wanted to address that he is not sick. He's just still got some congestion. And I seem to be over whatever my allergy was.
Tammy said her uncle was born in 24 and is still alive.
Well, your granddad was born in 22 and he hadn't been passed, but this has been a couple of years.
Yep.
Couple of years, so. Goodness gracious.
Andy would have been 100. That's right. He would have been 100 next year. So, if you caught the video.
Caught it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. We saw that the shop is finished being built.
It's not a shop, though. What is it called?
It's called the Shabarn.
Shabarn.
But it's not finished because we got electrical and plumbing left to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I made a mention in the video because we didn't put a bathroom in there because the septic system would cost more than the shop would have cost.
Yeah.
And so I thought about, what if I built like a little outhouse? Especially after going to Alaska and they had those outhouses. That's pretty much what they were.
Yeah.
And all those walking trails.
Well, okay, I won't forget this.
Because those were outhouses.
They were, but y'all, I didn't like them. I went in the real outhouse, which was the outdoors, because most of the time there was nobody there but us in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go in a closed-in room. There's no snakes in Alaska, but there's snakes in Alabama.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
At least not for me.
Yeah.
I will continue to use the great outdoors versus an outhouse in Alabama.
Well, I mentioned that should I do an outhouse, and I want to say a majority of people said yes, but a lot of people said the composting toilet. But I don't know how those things work and how often you got to change that out and that kind of thing. I thought about taking out the auger and drilling a big hole like they had in Alaska.
You do that because I'm just going to either walk to the woods or I'm going to walk to the house. I don't need any of that. I'm a country girl. I grew up in the city, but once I figured out you could, do your business.
Well, that's true. That was the other thing is it's not that far from the house, so I could just come to the house.
You can do what you want to. I mean, you can build whatever you want to. You can have your little toilet if you need it.
But you're not going to use it?
I'm not going to use it. You're not going to have to clean up after me, and I'm not cleaning up after you. Just so that's said.
Oh, me. Okay.
Wait, I mean, you can do what you want to, but it's going to be your thing because I know my solution.
You know it.
I know. Same solution I have right now at the barn. It's the same solution. No different.
I was this all of a sudden made me think of our conversation yesterday. So I told you I had a bad dream the night before last.
And I felt sorry for you.
And it was as real as it could be, y'all. So here was my dream. So I was on side the road, but anyways, it's not going to make any sense because it's a dream how, you can. Anyways, I'm on side of the road and this man starts yelling. And here comes about 4, 5, 6 hound dogs. I want to say that they were hunting dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Some type of hound dog. And the guy's yelling. And they're coming down there. And one of them had like a bear carcass. And coming down through there. And in a matter of seconds, I could feel the wind off of it. Here comes this huge grizzly bear. And he come down running. And I'm assuming that the carcass may have been his baby or his friend or his mate. I don't know. I didn't ask him or her. But I could feel the wind off this grizzly bear. And my heart started pounding. So I ran to the house. So the house, it was like the house was right here. So I ran to the house and shut the doors. And I'm like, this grizzly bear, if he wants to get in his house, he can get in his house. So I climbed on the roof of the house. And here come the grizzly bear. Upside the house on the roof of me, and it was a big one. This wasn't no little black bear. This was a full-size Kodiak. So I took off running, and I jumped to the next house and landed on the thing, and then I climbed down the chimney, and I came inside, and I was in somebody's house, and they were there like, what's going on? Because the fella just come down their chimney. I'm sure they was going, what's going on? And I'm not Santa Claus. And so I said, there's a grizzly bear outside, and I don't know what we're going to do. And I woke up, and I was sweating, heart pounding 90 miles an hour, scared to death. Which I started telling you the story, and then I told you about the outhouse, and I put two together because, y'all, I was a little worried about bears in Alaska. Just a little. Because there's signs everywhere. And I mean everywhere. When you go walking on the hiking trails, they want you to sign in and sign out. And when you sign out, they want you to say, oh, there's a bear on mile 4. I saw a bear.
They need to know that you went in and you didn't come back out. That's so they can find you if needed.
That's true. And then there's the signs everywhere. All the campsites have food lockers. So you can't, so the bears, so it's a little build up about the bears there. And so I'm in the outhouse, going to the restroom, and I'm standing there and I'm thinking to myself, if a bear come to me inside this, and the outhouse is fiberglass. It's a big fiberglass thing. You got 2 options. You can either sit there and hope and pray that it don't get in this fiberglass building, or you go down the hole.
Y'all, Jason asked me, what would I do?
And could you go down the hole? And so I was like, I don't know if I could go down that hole or not. But, you say that, but if it was really happening, you might go down in that hole. Now, I don't know how deep it is down in there. I ain't got a clue. I don't know if you hit that hole and it's 6 foot and goes over your head. I have no idea. Or if you go and you're on your ankles.
And I told Jason, I said, is this really a decision that you want me to tell you what I would do? And he said, well, I would go down the hole. So that told me he wanted to know what I would do. And I said, well, I tell you what I'd do. I would poke the bear in the eye and I would run. And you're not supposed to run. I know that.
You're not supposed to run.
You're not supposed to run. But I'm not going down the hole.
You're not going down the hole.
I'm not going. First of all, I'm not going to be in the bathroom. You're not going to find me in that bathroom. So I'm not going down the hole. I'm going to be outside anyway.
You know, I would say my first thinking is I'm not going in that hole. But, you know, in the heat of the battle, and this gnarly grizzly bear is done ripped through that fiberglass building, and you see them claws and that old mouth squirt, you know, you might do a half gainer and just bloop.
So I went in one of those things, one of those, whatever you call them, outhouses.
Oh,
and Jason had talked about how clean they all were. How clean every bathroom
They were
was.
clean.
Okay. So, well, this place we were, there was a few cars, and I didn't feel comfortable going in nature like I had been. And so I went in this outhouse, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And I came back out, and I told Jason, I said, I'm not going back in another one. And he said, what's wrong with it? And I said, well, you go in there and you can see for yourself because it's horrible. And it was obvious that everybody else that had came to this place had a lot of cars in the parking lot because everybody used it, and it was horrible, wasn't it? Or did you go in it?
I don't know if I went in that one or not. But I want to say this though, it's not like a.
It's like a pipe.
No. It's like they took a backhoe and they dug this whole thing out, and it's probably 5 foot before you hit anything.
See, I don't even think I went in one like that.
And you know, so it's like a little tiny swimming pool that they got it built on. So it's not like, you know, some little claustrophobic type thing, but
it could be if there was a bottom in it.
Yeah, it's still, you know. Well, somebody said, what about the gas? They got huge stack pipes that come up on side of them.
Oh yeah, I did notice that.
And that's where the gas goes out.
That was from the outside. I would look at those pipes and I would think, why do they have those pipes going out of them? Because obviously was no heat during this time of the year. But it was for a heater, wasn't it?
No, that's to let the gas out.
Oh, the gas from the compost. Okay.
Yeah, that's what that was. They had huge stacks.
I thought there must have been heaters inside of them for the winter time.
Now, I didn't think of this, but you got a third option. You can go down and ease down in there and try to hang on and hope you don't, you know, bite your hand or fingers with your legs, because your legs would kick. You wouldn't hit anything right at first. Your feet would be dangling.
I'm not going down.
That's how deep it was.
I'm not going down. I'm getting out of there.
You would be dangling like that.
I'm getting out of there. I can run pretty fast if I turn my. I used to tell the neighborhood kids, you know, everybody wanted to race. They wanted to race, and I really believed, and this was kind of like those subliminal messages. You know, you play it backwards and you believe something.
Yeah.
I believe this, and my friends believed that if I took my shoes off when I ran, I could beat anybody.
You was way faster.
I was way faster, and so they would make me race them with my shoes on. Because if I took my shoes off, I turned into Usain Bolt.
Oh goodness!
And so I would have to take my shoes off before I raced that bear. Reckon I'd have time?
You might.
I wouldn't be wearing flip flops.
They are pretty daggum fast.
Yeah,
they're way faster than you think.
Well, didn't it say on the sign that if you encounter a moose to run, if you encounter a bear to go backwards very slowly?
Yeah, that's the thing. You're supposed to stand your ground with a bear, make all kind of noises, and make yourself big and all that.
But if you encountered a moose, you were to run.
If you encountered a moose, you're supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in any way, shape. I should have been, but I wasn't concerned about the moose. And I think McCraw told me she was concerned about the moose, but not the bear.
I was concerned about both of them.
He was worried, y'all. He was concerned about, and it just, I was like, just come on, just if we need to get some bear spray to make you feel better, we will. And we didn't buy any, but I think it would have made you feel better.
Oh, if I had a bear spray, I would have been fine.
Well, we should have got some. I didn't know
I would
you
have
were
been
that
perfectly
worried.
fine.
But since you had that dream, that tells me how worried you actually were.
Well, I can tell you why I had the dream. I didn't tell you this. I could tell you why I had the dream.
You saw one and didn't tell me, didn't you?
No, there's a show I like to watch, and it puts me to sleep. And it's called Alone. Any of you guys watch this? It's where they take 10 people, drop them off, and they're like 10, 15 miles apart. And they have to survive on their own. And this one's pretty legit. This one's pretty real. They give them like 5 or 6 cameras and they record themselves. These people lose like 50, 60, 70 pounds. They look horrible when they're done. I know some of these are kind of fake, but this one, I don't think anybody would go through what they go through and get sick. And I mean, yeah, they're bad off but they win like $1 million or something, the last one. And they stay like, I don't know, what's the record, y'all that watch that? I mean, it's like over 100 days. They find their own food. They're left with they get 10 items they can bring. They can't bring a gun, so that's out of the question. At least I hadn't seen one that they could bring a gun. But they get a tarp. And that's their shelter.
They get a tarp.
They get a tarp. What? They all get a tarp for the shelter, and then you get 10 items after that. And like it's always the same thing. People get a sleeping bag. They get your fire starter. Some of them let them use bow and arrows. Fishing stuff. Someone bring fishing stuff and that kind of thing.
So it just probably depends on what you're good at and what you excel with and what you would feel most comfortable with. You would get bear spray.
Oh yeah, I'll get bear spray because they haven't put them over there in Alaska, and I won't ever forget the first one I watched. It always kills me because it'd be these big Grizzly Adam guys. I'm talking about rough. You know, he was a Navy SEAL, and teaches classes and whatnot, and just this huge, wearing some just looks like he could live off the land his entire life.
Like David Hasselhoff.
No. And so he gets out there, and it gets nighttime. He's got his little tarp like this, all of a sudden, he hears in the woods. His eye, he couldn't sleep anyways, in the woods. He hears that, and you got a radio, and you call the radio, and they come get you, and it's over.
So, see, that tells me right there. All I need to know is if somebody can hear you on the radio.
Yeah, if you use the radio, they come. Well, it's a satellite radio. It's not like no walkie-talkie.
Well, it could be a walkie-talkie. You might not know that.
Anyway, so here it was. It killed me. This funny. I mean, this big Grizzly Adams guy. First night there, he was scared of the bears and heard a little ruffling. And next thing you know, out comes his radio, and he's calling to come get him.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. Absolutely gone. So yeah, so that's what I fell asleep to, was Alone.
And so somebody wanted to know what you ate before you went to bed.
I have no idea.
So you think it was the television?
I think when I fell asleep to Alone, that was, going on. And
there's no doubt he was watching it on his phone.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does, y'all.
I watch it on my phone.
He thinks he's not going to disturb anybody because he's like this. And next thing you know,
I have that little charger. Well, I will do that too. But I also have that little charger on my nightstand. It's like a magnetic thing.
Oh, and it makes it like a viewer.
Yeah, so I can watch it over there, and then I'm gone. I'm glad I figured out how to. I used to. It would just keep playing, and they record themselves. They have all the cameras there. They record. There's nobody recording them. They're there by themselves. Somebody want to know how they record. They record themselves.
What about when their battery goes dead?
They got all that equipment. It's a bunch of camera equipment, but it's almost all GoPros. If you look, you'll see them. They're carrying a GoPro. Yep. And they do have not daily checks. I don't know how.
So that's edited if they have GoPros.
Yeah, they turn all that footage in to the show or whatever, and they edit it all down to make the show out of it. But it's pretty good. It's a good show. I like it. But I tell you what, if you watched it enough, y'all, right off the bat, it happens every time, and they start dropping like flies. Is when the ones go, oh, I miss my wife. Oh, I miss my kid today. And I'm telling you, 2 days later, they're gone. If they start saying they're missing somebody, they're gone. They're going to call it quits.
They really only stay a couple of days sometimes?
Oh, this one I just watched. This one I've been watching is Australia. The Australia one. It's the first time I ever seen it in Australia. They're down to 6 people in the first 4 days. They were just boom, 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 boom.
Well, you would think that they would have a better
And it's not even cold there.
feel on people to know
how long
they could last.
I don't know how all this
tryouts and stuff.
I don't know how all that works. I don't know how all this works.
Don't come interviewing me because I ain't wanting to do it.
So here's the thing. So there was this young fella that lost the first time, and they had like a callback. If you want to try to win again, you come back.
Oh, okay.
And so he really wasn't a big outdoors. I mean, he wasn't like a third of what these people are. I'm telling you, these people are the most hardcore, person you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
This fella wasn't. I'm gonna tell you what he did. He got super fat, and so he came in on before the show.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he got super fat, put on a ton of weight, because all these people are ripped. I'm talking about ripped muscles on top of muscles. Mm-hmm. He comes in, just
overweight.
Fat. And so he didn't have to worry about food because his body went in, what's it called, ketosis?
Yeah.
And started eating the fat off him. And that's how he won. Pretty much.
Well, then he was a smart one.
Very smart. So I noticed in the Australia one, people are starting to get big.
They're starting to realize.
Didn't help though, because 4 of them are already gone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, they eat rats and mice a lot. They do that. Mm-hmm.
I just feel like everything's fake. I don't know. I can't see the reality in anything. I feel like
you just have to watch this one. You would have to watch. You see how in bad a shape they're in at the end.
Now I like that show. Rough. It's called I Survived.
I don't know that one.
Well, it's all different.
Oh,
it's all different. There's no new ones anymore. I've seen every season. Season.
And then what happened is these people get so bad that they have to make them quit. They got a medical team comes out there and says, "You got to quit. You're fixing to die if you stay out here any longer. You're something's fixing to happen to you." So, back on.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And there's one called Monsters Inside Me. Yeah. I like that one too. It's realistic, like medical cases that are strange. Very strange, very not the norm. And then I try to figure out what's wrong with them. And, usually their diagnosis is nothing you've ever heard of. Nothing you've ever heard of. But it's no longer out either. I've seen all those. Find something I like and watch them all.
So, I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, Alone is a good show. I like it. I mean, it gets pretty... like I saw a guy catch the fish. He was fixing to quit, and he caught a fish, got the fish, opened up, and just slurped the eggs off. Just
the eggs?
The fish eggs.
So what did he do with the meat?
Oh, he put it in a pot and boiled it and made soup out of it, and then he ate the meat.
So he had a double meal.
Mm-hmm. Triple.
Yeah.
Triple meal. But, they have to try to preserve their food and smoke it and all that kind of stuff.
Right, make it last, not just overindulge at one time.
It gets rough.
I imagine you get sick if you ate too much at one time, too, because you've been without for so long.
Yeah.
Well, we did see one place in Alaska that was, it was salmon, I guess. I said when I came back from Alaska, I was going to start saying salmon instead of salmon.
You did. You did salmon.
I did. I just said salmon, and I don't know why. I'm doing better. I'm no longer. I'm out. I'm Alaska. I'm not Alabama anymore.
That's right.
So the salmon were, in this water.
You educated.
And I was thinking at that time, this is where the bears eat. Because they were it was like they were going backwards. Do you remember it, watching them in the water? I got a video of it.
The fish were going backwards?
They were swimming against the current, and it looked like they just couldn't go. It looked like they were on a treadmill.
See, right? I don't remember that because I would have been thinking
it was where
it's a good spot for bears, and here we are staring at the fish.
It was where that dipper was supposed to be. It was all called Bear Cove or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Out here looking at the fish.
That was and then I saw some scat. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Jason said, we kind of split off. I'm doing my own thing, and he's going with Mary Carl because they're looking for this dipper, which is a bird she wanted to see. So I go off walking by myself, and when I get to the end of that road, you said it was a campground. I said where I ended up was at that bear scat, and you never saw it.
I didn't see no bear scat either.
I saw it. I took a picture of that too, and I sent it to Catherine, and I said, "Is this bear stuff?" And she said, "Yeah." You don't see any cell phones in it, do you?
Catherine.
And I said, "Nope, no cell phones or watches." Catherine. And so she said, "Okay, you're safe."
Somebody asked if we had to choose a vacation again, would it be Alaska? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would love to go back.
Yeah.
Love to go back.
Love to go back.
I would like to go in the winter, but I don't want to go but for a day.
And if I went in the winter, I would definitely go to Seward because the winters are milder.
Yeah, they say that because it's surrounded by mountains.
The mountains and the Gulf or the bay. They got a bay. The Alaskan Bay, or it's called something anyway.
Resurrection Bay, wasn't it?
One of them was Resurrection Bay. But definitely would go back.
I would like to go a little further north too, like maybe to Denali or somewhere in that area. I think it's beautiful no matter where you go in Alaska. It's just
beautiful.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen before, and I don't think we could ever compare anything to it. I feel like people don't realize how beautiful that place is. And when we took pictures and sent it to family or whatever, it didn't do it justice.
It don't. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It did not do it justice. Just phenomenal place. Phenomenal place. And I would like to go and camp too.
Definitely.
Not stay in a hotel.
Not a tent.
A truck top tent would be okay.
That would be fine.
Have to give Jason some bear spray. And a .454 caliber gun.
A Desert Eagle.
Yeah. 50 cal. Oh goodness.
Oh me. Oh, but yeah, it was great. Absolutely.
We saw lots of bald eagles, but what we were after was
oh gosh, there's a bunch.
Golden eagle. And we never saw a golden eagle.
Yep.
And we talked to the guy that was like the birder of the crew on the boat tour that we took, and he said you're not likely to see some of the things that we were looking for. He said you're just not going to see it.
And me and Mary Carl knew this too, but most people confuse a golden eagle with a immature bald eagle.
Juvenile bald eagle looks very similar.
Very similar.
They're brown
and they're huge.
They don't have the white on their wings
or their head or anything. So yeah, a lot of people get those confused a lot. He even said that if somebody claims they saw one in the area,
they probably didn't.
He said 99.9% of the time it's a bald eagle. It's just a young one.
And people just pull over on the side of the road and camp and, park their camper.
How many years is it before they get their plumage? Do you know?
I want to say they're 3 years old.
2 years? 3 years old?
It's 2 or 3.
Okay.
Before they, start showing that color. And golden eagles are huge too.
Yeah, they're big too.
They're huge.
Very big. Mm-hmm.
Well, we did see lots of bald eagles, but we see bald eagles here a lot.
Yeah, we got plenty of them, especially at the lake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I had not even seen a bald.
4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years. Okay.
Full white at 5.
Okay. So see, it takes a long time. So when somebody sees a juvenile bald, it's easy to distinguish.
Very easy.
When they have the white on them, but it's not easy when they don't.
I've never seen a white cardinal. Never.
No,
The
I'll assist it.
The crazy one is the yellow ones.
Yeah, those
are crazy.
Yeah.
I think those are even more rare than the white ones.
The Stellar's Jay. There's also a leucistic version of the Stellar's
and
Jay.
It's white.
Well, yeah, and it's white. Very weird looking.
Yeah, I bet so.
There's mutations in all birds, and not just mutations, but
speaking of mutations, I just recently saw a thing that said that hummingbirds are mutating due to the feeders.
Really?
Yes. So some scientists have been studying them, and it wasn't ruby throat. It's another one on the West Coast that comes all the way up, and said that he's been studying them, and they take them and measure them and all this, and they're starting to notice their beaks getting longer.
Huh.
And they're traveling further because the feeders are giving them more energy and more food, so therefore they can go
further.
I
tell y'all what.
Isn't that crazy?
Don't think, and I'm not underestimating, we have ever had this many hummingbirds. Do you?
We have a lot.
I had to fill up feeders. Well, it was day before yesterday. That evening, about 7:30, the feeders were empty, and it happened just. Oh, that didn't feel good. I tried to snap, and I hadn't tried to snap. And I told them, I said, y'all, I have made y'all's food, but it's not going to be cooled off until in the morning. Go to bed. When you wake up the next morning, I'll have your fresh food. And do you know that fresh food is almost gone?
Yeah, I know that.
It is almost gone. They are buzzing everywhere. And it seemed like last year we didn't have very many.
No, we didn't.
We just did not have very many hummingbirds last year. And I don't know what happens from year to year to make it a good year or not so good year.
Jennifer saw a white hummingbird this year.
Oh my goodness. If you have a picture, I bet she doesn't, because those things, are so fast. Email it to me, Jennifer, if you have a picture of it. coghillfarms@gmail.com.
Yes, their beaks are soft.
Yeah, they are.
That's why I told Mary Carl. So why are they getting the biggest fights? They're so territorial, them feeders, and there's plenty. There's like 6 holes on each feeder. There's 4 of us, 24 birds could eat at the same time.
But no,
they start. And I told Mary Carl, I said, why in the world are they going to hurt each other with the little soft beaks? And she said, they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't.
I remember we were backing down the driveway at my house when I lived on Dixie Drive.
She don't have a picture, by the way.
Oh, she don't? Okay. And the driveway was just like this. And my mama used to be terrified of birds. Before Mary Carl was born, she was terrified of birds. I don't care what kind of bird it was.
I wonder if it was the movie.
I don't know.
Alfred Hitchcock. I bet it was.
But I remember backing down our driveway, which was just like this. Am I telling a story? That driveway was just like this. And we had our windows down in the car, and a hummingbird got in the car, and she was about to go out that window to get away from that poor little hummingbird. So my daddy had a bird.
Oh, man.
It was a parakeet, and its name was Pug, and it was our pet bird. And he liked to train animals. And so he would get the bird out when he was home, and the bird would sit on his glasses right here.
Right.
And he taught that little parakeet to say all kind of stuff. He could say, Pug's a pretty bird. He could whistle Andy Griffith. He could say, we had a dog, a Doberman by the name of Dylan at the time. He could say, Dylan, want to go for a walk? And he could say, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. He could say all kind of stuff. Little parakeet now. So my daddy worked at the funeral home, and every 4th night he had to spend the night away from home. Well, one evening, Pug got out. Pug got out of his cage and was loose in the den, flying around. My mama's going to kill me for telling this. We had to lock ourselves in the bedroom until my daddy got home the next day. And I was just a kid, so I just did what Mama said, She'd open that door and she'd peek out. There he is. Shut the door. And I remember that like it was yesterday.
Oh, that's
remember
hilarious.
It like it was yesterday.
Oh,
and one day, we just found Pug had passed away in the bottom of his cage. No rhyme or reason. They don't live to be very long typically. Right. But it was a sad time. But my mama, she was terrified. If Daddy had the bird out and was practicing, teaching him something, she wasn't coming out. She'd peek out of that door. You put him up yet? You about finished with Pug? And one day, y'all, he lost it.
Oh, man.
Pug got confused. and he never talked again.
Ain't that something?
He never talked again. He could do all this kind of stuff, and he couldn't talk again. He couldn't whistle. He couldn't do anything. And I don't remember. I'll have to ask Mama if that was close to when he passed away or what happened, because he couldn't do it. If he did whistle, it was all messed up. It was no tune. It was just, nothing was right.
Yeah, nothing was. I guess he could have had something.
He could have had something neurological.
And then that's when
say that word, Jason.
Neurological.
I'm not making fun of him. I just knew he couldn't say that word. Oh, she wasn't coming out if Pug was out. Peek out of that door. You put him up. Carl, can you finish with Pug?
They don't call me the wordsmith for nothing.
Nope, they sure don't.
Sure don't.
My daddy and Mary Carl would have been 2 peas in a pod.
Oh my gosh.
2 peas in a pod. He practiced with that bird and he taught her. I don't know if it was a her or him. We called it a him, but we never had it DNA sexed or anything. You probably couldn't do that back then.
Yeah.
This would have been in like 1980. So anyway, funny how you think about things like that.
Yep.
I hadn't thought about that in years. Not in years. He got too much going on.
Yeah, too much going on.
And Jason and I we had Mary Carl's little friend in the car with us, went to Laura Spencer's house, and on the way back, they started talking about music. So Jason and I started talking to them about some music.
That's right.
And it was music that he and I listened to in, early 90s, I guess you would say. Alternative music. Not really many people listen to alternative people, but we did.
And early punk. I liked a little early punk. And so what's crazy. It's kind of the same kind of music that Mary Carl and Emily like. Kind of, it's not mainstream.
Just different.
And I could pick up. I was like, oh, this sounds just like early punk music that me and you used to like. And I'm like, here comes Cool Dad here. And I was like punching in, and I could hear him. Ooh, I like that song.
And I knew every word to it, as did Jason, just like it was 1992 all over again.
Yes.
And I said, look, how come I can't get that and just throw it out the window and remember some of this stuff that I need to remember today?
I don't know. Like because phone numbers.
It was song. Oh, I remember.
Can you remember childhood phone numbers?
Yes. Yeah. My mama still got the same phone number, so I won't say it out loud or y'all might all be calling her up and telling her, Pug the pretty bird.
I know right now my friend's phone number from neighborhood friend that I've been friend with since I was 3 years old, and that was Chip.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And I know their phone. That can't be their phone number now. 52309.
52515. Nikki's.
Yeah.
27714 was Edie's. I mean, it's just. Crazy. I need that to go. I need out with the old, in with the new.
Oh man!
Too bad we can't pick and choose what we store, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just too bad. Too bad. Goodness.
I still know Dad's. I know the shop number. That's so easy, and that's still in business, so we don't want to say that one.
I'm trying to remember it.
I know the shop number, but then there's some friends I can't remember Stan's number, and I talk to Stan all the time. I don't know why I can't remember Stan's number.
And I call that one a lot too, but I don't remember
it. I don't remember it. Isn't that crazy?
Well,
Philip said they only had 4-digit numbers when he was a kid. Now we had 5230. No, we had 5. Early it was 5. Then they added the other 2.
I don't ever remember but 7.
And the 7 came later.
We're only a year apart.
I remember we had 5 digits. It was 52309. And then they added the first 2 numbers that we all now know in our area.
I remember when the state of Alabama added another area code.
Yeah, I remember that too. That was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
BR 549.
What's that?
That was on Hee Haw.
Oh. Yeah. I was busy watching Andy Griffith. So yesterday we made a trip to Birmingham and it was to visit a GI doctor at the Kirkland Clinic for Jason's colonoscopy that is going to be scheduled. They didn't call you today, did they?
Anybody call me?
He probably just telling me they didn't call him.
So
since his doctor's not at UAB, we had to go, and they had to get the scoop on Jason. So the lady I'm coming with him to the back, and the lady says, you go sit down. We just go into triage. And I thought, triage is before
Oh, you thought something's going on?
I thought they were fixing to do the procedure, and I thought we ain't prepared for this. So I sat back down. It wasn't 2 seconds. She called me and she said, okay, we done. And then she said, Jason said, they asked me what kind of medications I take. I said, they were floored, weren't they? Because he didn't take any medication.
Take anything.
And every time he has to go somewhere, they ask him how many, what medications. They're ready to write. And then they're like, you don't take anything? You mean you don't take any medication?
My blood pressure was perfect.
And so then the little fella comes in. I say little fella. He was younger than us, but he was tall. Professional.
Yeah.
He said, I bet you want to know why you're here, don't you?
Uh-huh.
And so I'm thinking to myself, I want to know why he's here, because this could be done over the phone.
That's right.
Or whatever. And he said, well, it's because you're not a patient here at UAB, and we need to make sure, that there's nothing missing, that you're healthy. We need to get your accurate blood pressure, your temperature, make sure everything's okay before we schedule the procedure. And so we did. But here's the ticket, y'all. The appointment was at 1:40. I am a punctual person. As y'all know, I told y'all I'm punctual. So we ate a good lunch over at the fish market, which is downtown Birmingham. And I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, I wonder what floor that appointment's on, that GI doctor. I wonder what floor it's on. Jason and Mary Carl could have cared less what floor that appointment was on. So I Google it, and it says the 7th floor. I said, that means I got to park in the parking deck. Because I'm thinking if it's on the first floor, we can park on the street and just, put our money in not money, you have to do an app, and just park on the street and it'll be easy. 7th floor. We start going around that thing in the parking deck. We get up to what floor were we? 4th?
4th. And you told me to get out.
And I hadn't said anything about it, but it was 1:33. And I looked at my watch, and there was no parking spots in sight.
0.
I said, Jason, get out. He didn't move. I said, Jason, you got to get out. You're going to be late.
So I did. So I got out, and I went to the thing. I went to the elevator. You had to go down to go to the lobby to go up. So I went, and so I got in the elevator. Here come all these folks piling in there with me. And they're like, what floor you want? What floor you want? I'm looking. There's no 7th floor. And so I'm like, well, let's just try the 5th one. And I hit the 5th, going on up. And so these people are stopping, getting out, and I get to the top. Well, the 5th floor is not where I needed to go.
Jason sent me a text, and he said, I'm still trying to park. And he said, Brooke, there's not a 7th floor.
It's not a 7th floor. Oh. So then I went back down to the bottom. And so I got down to the bottom down there, and they got a little, like a little center section where you can ask somebody. And I said, where do I need to go? And there she's like, right over there. I said, hot dog. That was great. And I walk over there, and y'all, there is this silliest lady working at the desk. And I walked up there, and I think she was semi-flirting.
Oh, I think she was too, until she figured out you were with me.
I think she was semi-flirting. But she said, why are you late? And I didn't got a watch on. I don't know what to do. And so I started grinning. I said, that parking deck's terrible. And she said something else. And anyways, I got tickled at her. And I told her that, my wife dropped me off in the middle of the parking deck. And she said, your wife kicked you out. That's what she did. She kicked you out. And anyways, it was fun. It was fun. Had a good time.
So then she sees me, and she says something about him being dropped off. And I told him when we went to leave, I said, Jason, you need to go make sure that you've taken care of everything. and that you don't need to check out or anything. Did you have to pay a copay, by the way?
Yeah, I did that.
You shouldn't have, because that's a procedure that insurance should pay 100% of.
But I didn't have a procedure. I just had to check it.
But they still should have paid it.
It was $10.
They'll refund it. I bet you money. And so he said, okay. So he walks over to the girl, and she what'd she tell you?
I walked over and I sat right there, and she looked up at me and she kept typing away. and I knew what she was doing. She was just I saw her grinning, and she said, "What you need?" And I said, "Do I need to check out or anything like that?" And I forgot what she said to me. What she said? She said,
"No, you need to go back there and get your shot."
Did you get your shot? That's what she said. No, did you get your shot? And I said, I don't get a shot today. I don't need a shot.
And she tried to convince Jason that he did.
She was trying to convince me that I wasn't done. And that for me to check out, I had to go back in there and get the shot.
And I thought it was funny because this man right here is a baby when it comes to getting shots or having blood work done.
The blood work that I just turn my head. I can handle it. I just turn my head.
Well, he didn't have to have any shots or any blood work, but she picked the right person to pick on.
She did.
And I could hear the whole conversation.
It was fun.
Oh, this is good.
It was fun.
And the funny part was when we were parking, the whole time that I've been to the Kirkland Clinic lots of times because that's where the baby doctor was when I was pregnant with Mary Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Jason went with me to every appointment, and every appointment we parked on the street because it was on the first floor.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to park in that parking deck. It's just a madhouse. And so I thought, well, we'll park on the street. Yeah. And when I told him to get out, I said, Jason, he had been driving with me. I said, you've got to pay attention to where we park because my problem with parking this parking deck is I've gotten lost in here before. So then I kicked him out, and I thought to myself, now I got to remember where I parked. But we made it. We got out of the elevator, and Jason said, make the horn blow.
Woo!
Make the horn blow so you know where you parked.
And you did. And it worked. Somebody said that their brother and sister both will pass out when they get to see the needle. I don't do that. I just turn my head. I don't like watching it. I can handle it. I just don't want to see it.
Yeah. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. I've had my blood work today, and I still got my little thing on. Matter of fact, I need to take that off. But I've become a hard stick. Mm-hmm. I used to be a very easy stick.
She was a great receptionist. She was. Somebody said she made you relax. She did.
She did.
Well, it was funny. It was funny. I'm not sure everybody cuts up back with her, but I did.
Well, she probably knew that you were going to.
I was probably grinning when I walked up there because
You probably were.
Probably was.
And she probably saw me stroll in and.
Oh, me.
Goodness.
What's for supper?
What is for supper? I just filled you in before the live, so we'll let people go first and tell us what they are having for their supper. So we always like to know what everybody's gonna have tonight. Some places it's probably
late. If you was in Alaska, it was 8:04.
No, dear.
Or 9:04.
No, dear. It's before us, not after us.
It's 8:04.
No.
Brooke, you still ain't got this figured out.
It's before us, I promise you.
Brooke, I was texting Michael Key at 8 o'clock there.
Y'all, 11 o'clock. So what time
No, you're right.
Exactly. Silly boy.
It's the opposite, ain't it?
Yes. They're behind us. It is an afternoon snack in Alaska. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. That's what he does to me, y'all. He's so convinced he's right. And I don't say anything. I just let him look silly.
Like saying neurology. Did I say that right that time? Neurologist. What would you want me to say?
I don't know. I'm trying to read some of this stuff and I can't see
Homemade subs and potato chips.
Bourbon chicken. Look at there. Look at there.
There we go.
Look at there. Red bacon beans and rice. What are we going to have?
BLTs. Somebody just said
BLTs, y'all. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. And you know what else I think I'm going to add to it?
What's that?
some homemade French fries with our potatoes that we grew. Does it get much better than that?
That's perfect. Perfect. Somebody said leftover spaghetti. Now, is this the true or trend or myth or what? How it came about? But the saying is leftover spaghetti is better than it is, the day you make it.
What do you think? What do you think?
And then I'm going to be absolutely honest with you.
Absolutely honest. That's what we want. There went my phone. It's okay. You can stay down there.
I can't tell a difference.
It's better to me the next day. The flavors have settled in, and it's better the next day. That's my opinion, of course.
I'd have to do a blind taste test and see.
See, a lot of people are saying it's better on day 2. It's better on day 2.
Chili's better.
Chili's better.
I might tend to agree with that.
I think the flavors have time to settle in a little more.
I think I agree with the chili thing. I do. The spaghetti, I don't know if I can tell a difference.
You can. If I had it side by side, you could tell the difference.
Maybe I could.
You could tell the difference. So, what is Michael?
He's having ice cubes.
Ice cubes.
Mike, I know you got a bunch of that barbecue you cooked the other day. You didn't eat all that barbecue. There's no way. You cooked like 8 of them. Michael has something happen to him cooking barbecue that he's never had happen before, and something I had never heard of.
What's that?
So he was cooking the barbecue, the pork, and it got to a point, and it never. He called it. Is it something meat stall? He called it something. He had a term for it, but it wouldn't go any hotter. It just sat there, and it can happen.
What, did it just start charring on the outside and not cooking internally?
And it's not cooking internally. He's never had that happen before, but it happened to him.
Well, he didn't eat it raw, did he?
No, he ended up having to crank the temperature way up. But he's never had that happen. And asked me, and I was like, I never had that happen. But he had talked to another friend that's a big barbecuer, and he said it happened to him one time before.
Well, speaking of things that have never happened to people, I meant to share this earlier and I forgot. I mentioned Pies by Mike, who's a pie maker here in Clanton, Alabama. He posted this picture and he said, I've been doing this for a long time and I've never had this happen. That's not Michael's problem.
That's Pies by Mike.
That's Pies by Mike. Look at that mixer. It went haywire. His stuff went everywhere. So, Mike, you're a professional, and Pies by Mike's professional. It happens to the best of us.
It does.
I
don't know how that happened, though.
I don't either.
It's like you didn't take the lid off, but you don't have to have a lid on it, though, do you?
Well, sometimes things will spill. You have that little plastic cover you can put on it, but he's probably never had to use that. So that was a mess. That was a mess.
Quail egg quiche.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I guess a quiche, though, you just crack them in.
$2.30 in Anchorage today.
It wouldn't be like.
Well, it'd be $2.10. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't be like
the little
deviled quail eggs like I decided I was going to do that time.
That was the Humpty Dumpties.
Yeah, we didn't want to do that again.
All right, so I am going to bake bake my bacon in the air fryer, or cook my bacon in the air fryer instead of frying it in the skillet. I don't know that it's much healthier, but it makes me feel better about it. And we're going to have BLTs. So video tomorrow.
I don't know if I can say this right. And Alicia said her 3-year-old says hi. So hey back at you.
Hey back at you.
Go ahead. Video tomorrow.
As scheduled. I'll have one Thursday. And I also wanted to share that if you have been waiting on the grape flavored Luberson, it is back in stock. They have all 3 varieties of the Luberson available in the human form now. So promo code COGHILL, COGHILL, all one word.
25%.
For 25% off.
We do sell whole bean coffee.
Yep. Sell whole bean coffee.
And your lip shimmer's back in stock.
Lip shimmer's back in stock.
Yes.
Yep. Got to drink plenty and stay hydrated. And don't know about staying cool, but we're going to stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Let's go eat some BLTs.
That's right. Hope y'all have a good night.
Y'all be good.